Today we're going to be looking at two different dual wireless lavalier systems. This is a great and convenient configuration, especially if you do things like run and gun interviews. And I'm surprised that more companies don't offer a system where you have two transmitters feeding into one single on-camera receiver. It's just the best setup, in my opinion. So today we're going to be comparing the Saramonic system with the Rode Wireless Go 2, and I will leave both of them linked down in the description below so that you can check your own local pricing. What you're hearing now is one unique feature of the Rode Wireless Go 2, and that is I am recording internally on one of the transmitters. This is a great option, as with any wireless system, you always run the risk of dropping connection, and if that happens, you have a backup built into each transmitter. Go figure. Before we jump into any of the hardware differences, let's first do a sound test comparing the two configurations, as in the end, that is what's most important. For that test, I'll be using the two lav mics from the Saramonic system so that we can ensure that you're hearing any differences between the systems and not simply lav mics. What you're hearing now is an external deity mic, which is going to be a little bit different. So let's jump into that test. On my chest here, I have three microphones. The first of which is the Rode Wireless Go 2 with the Saramonic lav. The second is the Saramonic transmitter with the Saramonic lav. And the third of which is a Rode Wireless Go 2 transmitter on its own, because they actually have built-in mics. So let's see what that sounds like. Let's start with a little bit of silence. Right now, you are listening to the Rode Wireless Go 2 with the Saramonic lav. Now, you are listening to the Saramonic with the Saramonic lav. And now, you are listening to the Rode Wireless Go 2 transmitter with the built-in mic. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. Now that we've heard the sound differences, let's move on to build quality. As you've probably noticed by now, there is a significant size difference between these two systems. One of the major upsides of the Saramonic is how professional it looks and the professional build quality. These cases are completely metal and they have a really good heft to them. Now, that can be a positive if you're wearing something like a belt or something that can support it, but it can also be a negative if you're doing something like an athletic shoot, because this on gym shorts is going to be moving around a lot and pretty uncomfortable for your talent. On the other hand, the Rode system is absolutely tiny, and these transmitters and the receiver weigh practically nothing. If you were to attach this to gym shorts, you're barely going to notice it's there. With that being said, and I know it's a bit of a funny gripe, but I do prefer the professional look of this over the kind of toyish appearance of these, but in the end it's about functionality, and from that perspective, the Rode has a major edge. Now, packed into that little body, one of my sort of downsides about the system is that it uses a built-in rechargeable. It has 7 hours of battery life, which has never been an issue for me. It's always lasted to the end of my shoots, but if it were to run out, you'd have to wait to recharge them, which isn't exactly ideal, especially when you consider that there are 3 separate modules that will require 3 separate outlets in order to charge. On the Saramonic system, you simply have a built-in AA, meaning that you can hot swap them on set and be right back to shooting without any downtime. However, the actual battery life on the Saramonic is abysmal. I've been using this system for over 6 months for several projects, and it's lasted me around an hour on average before it starts flashing red or it shuts off completely. In my mind, for a system of this price, that's simply unacceptable, and I've played around with the high power modes, the low power modes. It's simply not consistent, and the battery indicator will jump from full to empty in the blink of an eye. Not confidence inspiring, and for that reason, I have to give the advantage to the Rode, even though I don't love inbuilt rechargeable batteries. Both of these systems have simple adjustments, like being able to adjust the gain and recording individual transmitters on the right and left channels so you can separate them or combine them in post, which is great. With that being said, the Rode has some additional features like being able to record a safety channel when you're only using one of the transmitters, which is really nice and inspiring confidence, the same way that the internal recording inspires great confidence. And that, in my mind, is the biggest difference between these two systems: confidence. In addition to the poor battery life, I've had several dropouts on the Saramonic system, despite using their auto scan feature to find the best frequency. the detail work on the crown molding, and we can see views of the CN Tower to our east.
Just under 4 minutes. So again, if you're crunched for time, this is the workout for you.
This is an absolute take ruiner, and if you're not monitoring your audio, it can completely wash an entire shoot. I've had it happen on several occasions on this, and we've had to retake, and sometimes we simply can't get a good connection. So I cannot in good conscience recommend that you buy the system, even though it's what I've been using for the last 6 months now. So I switched over to the Rode Wireless Go 2 and had absolutely no issues, and I feel far more confident at my shoots. Considering the price difference between these two systems and the fact that you can go out and choose whatever aftermarket lav mic you want to use with the Rode Wireless Go 2, it is certainly my recommendation to go with the Rodes. With that being said, I will leave both of these again linked down in the description below so you can make your own decision. But I hope this video has helped you in that process. If you found this useful, please leave us a like, and we will see you in the next video.